A pleasant Monday evening greetings to all. Yours truly, Gabrielle Lopez here, pleased to bring you PTV News Now. Tops on our major stories this evening. Defense troops and security patrols in the West Philippine Sea remain on high alert and vigilance, and this default status stays unchanged unless otherwise specified. So says Defense Chief Gilberto Teodoro Jr. after the conclusion of the joint naval exercises and in the wake of the inadvertent collision between two Chinese patrol vessels in a Yungin shoal barely 2 weeks ago. Likewise, Teodoro said he had been regularly appraised by the National Maritime Council of Developments in the country's territorial waters. Over the weekend, Teodoro and Australian Defense Minister Richard Arles stood witness to simulated exercise on naval gun support, amphibious landings, maritime strike missions, and airfield takeovers by Filipino and Australian forces during the amphibious land operations in Palawan. Both defense chiefs saw the high level of interpolarability between the two forces, even as Teodoro stressed the homeland's unyielding stance to uphold its sovereignty and sovereign rights over the country's rightful maritime waters, reaffirming the president's firm stance on the issue. If there's one thing certain about the grassroots and youth council polls, they are never held originally scheduled since over the last few administrations. Given such trend, election watchdog the Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting is keeping its fingers crossed this latest and year-long postponement of the Village and Sangguniang Kabataan polls, originally slated for December this year and moved to November 2026, would be the last ever. PPCRV Chair Evelyn Singson, in a radio interview, bewailed this ignominious decision that has befallen the BSKE polls, which she hopes to never recur, has had a serious erosive effect on voter trust and accountability in the country's local governments. She, however, did not question or challenge the wisdom of the president in moving the December BSKE polls for November next year, so the poll body can fully focus on the upcoming BARM Parliament polls in October. Besides deterrent of the BSKE polls, the president in inking Republic Act 12232 has set the schedule of the BSKE elections to be held every 4 years. After his rather successful takeover of law enforcement operations in America's capital, POTUS Donald Trump mulls extending or broadening his move to highly urbanized cities in America run by Democrats or traditional blue states and cities. This after the National Guard troops began carrying firearms on Sunday on orders of Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth on Saturday to ramp up deterrence against lawless elements in the nation's capital. But his latest statement stood order the National Guard to Chicago and perhaps Baltimore, MD, was met with mocked from mayors Jake D. Pritzker and Maryland Governor Wes Moore, who said he would gladly walk the streets of Baltimore with Trump, even suggesting the president to ride on a golf cart all throughout the inspection visit. Many quarters, especially those in Democrat circles, say Trump's attempts to federalize state police operations are a distraction to divert attention from climbing inflation as a result of his tariff policies and widespread pushback on his big, beautiful bill, which Congress recently enacted into law by the slightest margin. At this moment, let's switch focus to my colleague in PTV's Baguio City studios for what's hot and happening in the Cordilleras. Audrey?
Naimbag Arabi, kalpasan ti panibutaktak ni Mayor Benjamin Magalong kadagiti aligasyon kontra iti daduma kongresista ang maata pakaraman iti korupsyon kadagiti DPWH projects, nagsinumbangir apang mabalaw tinaawat ni Mayor. Sigun kini Mayor Benjamin Magalong saan day nga agdawat ti public apology gapu iti akusasyon na kadagiti miyembro ti Kamara mainayg iti anomalya kadagiti flood control projects. Sigun iti Mayor dagiti masaknan a kongresista ti kasapulan ni agkid daw iti pamakawan kadagiti umili gapu kadagiti maatap a pakainaiganda kadagiti nasaw a proyekto. Impeteng ti Mayor nga amumat dagiti kongresista no sino dagiti karaman dagiti anomalya a proyekto ngem saan dala nga kayat nga agtagari. Gapo iti panagulimag da ad-adda akimaro ti korupsyon. Nakasagana sumangot ti Mayor iti Kamara tapno ibutaktak dagiti igem na nga impormasyon kontra kadagiti daduma akamang ti Kamara. DPWH officials kan dagiti kontraktor akaraman iti korupsyon.
Hindi ako maghumingi ng paumanhin sa inyo. Una, dapat kayo humingi ng mag-apologize kayo sa taong bayan sa mga pinagagawa nyo. Alam nyo naman kung ano talaga yan eh. Nagmamaang-maangan pa kayo.
Kabayatan na mabigbig-big ti Sablan kas fruit basket of Benguet. Itaabulan, maramrambakan ti may kasangapulok at may sa fruit festival ti Ili. Iti bawat nga apektado ti produksyon ti nagduduma a prutas iti munisipyo gapu kadagiti naglabas sa kalamidad, imbida ladta dagiti manlalon kan babasit a negosyante dagiti apitda. Tampok dagiti iti interbarangay trade fair kan market encounter. Tema iti may kasangapulok at may sa atawan a selebrasyon, in every seed a shared dream, in every fruit a shared future. Sigun kini Sablan Mayor Alfredo Dacumos Jr., mangisim-simbolo dayto iti tarigagay ang maitaluti ekonomiya ti ili ka negosyo dagiti babasit a negosyante. Kadakalan ni aktibidad ti float parade into September 2, Farmers Congress kan MSMEs Forum into September 3.
Kadagiti neighboring munisipyo, neighboring provinces or regions, ay ayabanta kayo o no dawatan mi iti gagatyo nga may pumasyar ti Sablan tapno makipag-join kayo datoy 11th Sablan Fruits Festival niya. Kita umayumat pumasyar ti ili tayo nga Sablan, umayo ramanan dagiti na duma-duma nga prutas ti ayan tayo apo.
Dagiti damdamag manipod iti PTV Cordillera siya ni Audrey Villana na imbag Arabi.
Many thanks, Audrey. So we've come to the end of our show tonight. Join us anew tomorrow for yet another set of breaking stories here and abroad at the hour. This is Gabrielle Lopez wishing you all a restful night ahead and thank you for watching PTV News Now.